Alright, so last time we were playing, I had just finished building this manual generator, the tiny battery, the research station, and this microbe musher. Now right now everything says it's disconnected because I just loaded the game. As soon as I hit play it'll resume. I'm just going to quickly look around to see what was queued up, what was supposed to be happening. Add a few things now that I can, like harvesting that as soon as possible. But other than that, then the piping for this, I guess that's going to be wiring it up. So let's go. Alright, with her sleeping. I guess that's one of the to-do things, since it is an early access game. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to be able to queue up some food to be built on this thing. Now they do have a fair bit of food. If you see on the right here in the edible section, I can see how many field rations I have. So I've got 20,000 kilocals, enough for these 3 people for maybe 9 days. No, less. But anyway, you can also see up here how many calories they've got. So this is actually enough for now, but at some point I will want to queue up these mush bars. Okay, apparently I did that last time. And that'll just get me started because the field rations will last, I think, for a long time, whereas other things expire. So it's not made obvious because I don't see anything popping up and saying something's about to expire. But this food, the muck roots, that's gonna go bad if it's not eaten at some point. I know this because later on you can research a fridge which says it extends the life of stuff, so clearly there is a life to be extended. So they're eating. One of them is going to be researching stuff. Let's just double check what we did there. Yeah, so farming. So farming's 2 out of 20 progress. You can also just click on the research station itself and it'll tell you in... I clicked on the wire. There you go. Novice research, 3 out of 20. So that's going to keep going up as long as I let this guy focus on researching, or at least somebody can do research. And for now that's fine. Saying insufficient oxygen generation, but as you can see here there's 1,600, 1,100. I've seen that down into like 200 grams is okay, like they'll still breathe it and I guess live. So I don't know what's the actual choking limit, but this is fine for now and it's going to last a while. Though having said that, in 200 seconds I do plan to have a 4th person. So I've done a few games already on the side, and I found that with 3 people it's pretty good because you're using the resources very slowly. However, everything takes a long time to get done, and that's kind of a pain in the ass. On the other hand, having people living in a colony like all clumped together like this, that doesn't work for more people. So I think going beyond 3 you really need to invest in actual bedrooms. So I think I'm going to research farming, at least to get some food started, and then I'm just going to focus them on cutting out some area here, just for some small bedrooms. And I think the way I'm going to do it is just one ladder coming down and then just little isolated bedrooms on either side of the ladder. Hopefully that's enough separation that it won't bug them, like they won't hear each other or whatever. Just one person across the hall from another. Should work, shouldn't be too much through traffic, and I figure if I make it vertical then it'll be easy to expand. But we'll see how it goes. It's probably actually going to happen just right here because there's already beds here. So he's 7 out of 20 of the way there. Meanwhile, this guy is just doing some maintenance, cleaning up some of the dirt which I've got going into maybe here. Maybe it's not dirt that he's carrying. Oh no, okay, so he's taking dirt to the research station because science apparently uses up dirt. So I guess I could simplify this a little bit by building a sandstone storage closet here and maybe put the dirt in there and it'll be, a bit closer for him to go. So as you progress in the game, um, the people start to get pretty stressed out. Basically, being cooped up in this thing, being cooped up in this little asteroid for such a long time, I guess, would take its toll, especially when some of your housemates or asteroid mates have really bad stress handling skills, and as soon as anything goes bad, they start vomiting all over the place. And then, yeah, at one point it was basically just on one of my asteroids with I think 5 or 6 people. They were just constantly tantruming. So one person would just be puking, then everybody goes to clean that up. Then because of cleaning it up, somebody gets pissed off and goes and bashes the shit out of one of my oxygen generators or maybe my power generator for whatever reason. And then they have to go fix that. And so it just ends up being this constant, okay, what is the next thing that's getting in the way of me getting anywhere? And I think this may have something to do with the fact that I had no massage stations, which are a thing you have from the very beginning, which I just never really paid attention to. So this massage table rapidly reduces stress for one duplicate at a time. Now I thought it was like beds, where this cot has an assigned owner, Cass, and each of the beds has somebody assigned. And if it didn't have somebody assigned, it would just have an empty thing there, and then you could click on it and pick somebody to use this bed. The massage table has the same thing, so I thought, well, clearly that must mean I have to have one massage table per person, which just seemed a bit excessive, so I never really bothered with it. However, in my last colony, my last asteroid, I did exactly that. I built just one massage table. Actually, sorry, I built 3, but then only one of them ended up ever being used, and just each person would use it, then quit it, and then, yeah. So let's see what our options are for a new duplicant. So a learner, biohazard, very high decor expectation. So this would, yeah, Moon, I remember Moon. Moon was the one puking everywhere. Also breaking my shit. Rowan, another scientist, so that would be pretty nice as well, but he eats a lot. And since I currently have no real food production, that could be a bummer. And then another scientist who's a loud sleeper. Wow. He has a decor expectation of 0, but he's a loud sleeper. I'm just gonna reject all these people for now. This will recharge again, I'll take him on the next round, because that's a bit too harsh, especially since I don't have any rooms set up yet. He's just gonna piss everybody off. So this guy's going down, I think, finally. No, just getting water. I thought he was going to finally harvest his food because, okay, let's make it a higher priority thing. So that's the nice thing about this priority system. You can really set up what priority stuff is, though for whatever reason not everything shows up. So like the priority of this thing, which I just clicked on to be 9 here, does not show up in this priority view, but that's okay. But basically, you can set everything to be a different priority so it'll kick in at different times. So I usually set up my research station to be a 7. I'll usually make the food to be higher than that, just because as long as I have orders for food queued, I want them being processed. So I put that as an 8. Electricity, I usually want to be the first thing kicking off, because if there's no power, nothing else works. So that'll keep it a 9. You can click on the generator and you can see at what battery percentage does it kick in. So right now I have it set that as soon as the batteries are at 50%, this triggers for somebody to come and run to charge it up some more. As you unlock better batteries, like I usually end up building quite a few batteries, and then I just have this down to like 10 or 20% because that's still quite a lot of electricity. And then I think that kind of works better, but then you do need more generation, because I have also been in the situation where I had too much electrical stuff happening and just one of these things going, and basically even if there was somebody running all the time, it was just enough to power the stuff that was currently running. So no charge was making it into the batteries, and then as soon as somebody stopped running, everything would just turn off, which was a problem. So this guy's already built all the food he needs to build. There's some mush bars on the ground. So another thing with the priorities is you can set that for containers. So this is where my food goes, and I really want food to be pretty quickly picked up. I usually reserve 9 for the really critical stuff. So like if I want to build something immediately, I'll usually build it with priority 9, and similarly, these are the things that I consider necessary for my colony to function, even if I have some kind of critical stuff queued up. So I do want food storage to be pretty high priority. So the guy's already gone and collected that food. Sticking it in there now. There. Oh, that was different food. But that way, there is no food lying around, because I don't know if it spoils quicker when it's out. I do know that once I have a fridge, it's not going to spoil quicker. So, might as well just set a good habit. Anyway, so since I have now 6,000 kilocalories of mush bars ready to go, that's enough for basically 2 days for my dudes before they even kick into the field rations, of which there's, I guess, 6 days left. And then muckroot they'll just eat at some point as a snack, I guess. I have no idea. But basically, that's enough food for a while. The research finished. I'm sure there was an audio cue, but I always forget it because it kind of blends in with all the others. It's all kind of fantastical, instrument-y stuff. So I can build an algae terrarium, a compost area, and a planter box. So these are all nice. I'm going to close that for now. And I am actually going to build some of those immediately. So this actually will take precedence over building new rooms. Because I do need a compost area as quickly as possible, so that I can start recycling some of the outhouse products. And I'm going to stick it kind of further away, except that apparently it's this guy building these last two. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to build there, and then in between that I'm going to build this algae terrarium, just to kind of... I don't know if it actually purifies the air. I don't think it does. It'll just take away carbon dioxide and convert it into oxygen. That's what algae terrariums do. But I'll stick it there anyway. Hopefully it'll maybe put some nice fresh air here, so having the outhouse on one side and the compost heap on the other side won't be too horrible. I could also stand to put a few of them down here, since as this is quite a low reservoir at the bottom of my base, all of the carbon dioxide is going to naturally fall down into here. So there's going to end up being like a layer of carbon dioxide at the bottom. And since there's already water, I could just put a compost or an algae terrarium like right here. And it would basically keep watered because it's in the water and would constantly be converting any carbon dioxide down here into oxygen. It's pretty handy. But I think I'm going to keep this as is for now. I will eventually square it off to make it more of a basement room, but I think this will end up being my, oxygen cleaning area. Hopefully it's where I will have all the carbon dioxide accumulate, and I'll be able to put a couple of different filtration spots here. And then I'm figuring here on the left is where I'm going to do probably like a clean water tank, which is going to conclude this, but I'm going to drain this into it first and then make the top. And then probably not too far from it, there'll be a septic tank or, dirty water. So down here you can see there's chlorine, hydrogen. I can use hydrogen for fuel at some point, like hydrogen and gas. I can, I guess, burn it to create electricity. I don't know if I'm going to do that. It seems... I've not yet done any kind of gas piping, so I have no idea how that works. I've done a fair bit of liquid piping, so I could potentially dig down to this contaminated water, and I think that's more contaminated water. This could hopefully be like a huge, cave full of contaminated water, and then I could rig up some kind of piping system to pump it all the way up to here, fill up a tank, and then clean it, and then I would have a lot of water. That might be the way to go eventually, but there's a fair bit of clean water here and here. So it might make more sense at some point to just dig... I will be digging a ladder up here, So probably if I dug it up to here and then just punctured through both of these, all the water would just drain straight down into my tank. So that's probably what I will end up doing. If the problem is some things may happen before then, like I do plan to build rooms here. And if I completely screw up the plan and make the ladder thing impossible, what the hell is he doing? Oh, idle. Right, they have nothing to do. Well. Why the hell not? I thought maybe he can't reach this because this is too deep to wade through or something. It doesn't matter for now. They're just going to keep draining this water until I can get at this tank, and it's not a huge urgent project anyway. What is urgent is setting up those rooms, which I am going to do now with... let's dig this out. Then there's going to be a ladder. So let's say I put one room here. So let's say I put a wall or a door, which I've never actually built a door, but imagine there was a door, and then room for something, and then a bed, and then another wall. Oops. Not ladders. Wall. So this will be a wall. Then there's a bed, a thing, a wall, and a ladder right here. So basically there's going to be like a room with a spot for one construction, so potentially like a plant or a statue or something to make them happy about their shitty room. And then maybe a wall if I actually want to make like extra privacy with doors or something. But probably just, you know, an extra space just to make it roomier, I guess. We'll see how it looks. So they're gonna build, basically this is 2 rooms, and if I deconstruct this bed, move it down here and just put another wall here, then I've got another 2 rooms. So that would be the 4 I need initially, but I kind of then have to do some kind of weird jumping over this. That's one thing I haven't really thought through yet, so maybe I'll have like an access hallway here or whatever. Maybe this should be the access hallway. Let's go ahead and start the bed. There's a bed. Let's make it a high priority. Put that in the corner. Next up, I can just start already on the next floor. Because I guess this can be an access hallway, just a small one. Make that at least room for the start, because here there's a oxy light. This is going to generate oxygen, so I don't want to dig it up. I don't know if it works properly from inside storage container or not. Probably, but I'm not in a huge rush. So this sand is probably also going to collapse as soon as I dig out from under it, but that's fine. Should probably put a tile down first here. just to prevent. So what happens when sand falls or any? There's like these weird little squiggles. So some normal tiles, like this one here, squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. These I think are weaker. So first of all, they will let water through faster. But also, if you dig out from under them, they will collapse. And if they collapse in front of something like a bed, so if there was a piece of land that fell and just made a block here, it would basically make the bed unusable until you dug up the block. So it's not really a huge deal, but it's a bit inconvenient. Next up, I'll already start on the next floor, because I need to dig up... No? Apparently not. Hopefully I get to keep whatever that seed was, because there was a nice plant there. But next up we will do the next floor here, put this down, dig those two up as well. Dig that up, because that one fell from above, so it's kind of in the way. So it's kind of weird sometimes how they did that one, because it'll fall in front of the ladder, and then you look at it and you don't see that there's a ladder behind it. So you click on ladder or whatever, and you click on it to build another one, but it's like, no, I can't. And it gets a bit confusing, like why... Yeah, but anyway, it's because there's dirt in front of the ladder. The ladder is there already. So I have 3 mush bars left, which I think is fine. That's going to be another day's worth, during which time they will finish moving or finish building another bed here, and then I'll build a bed here. Let's do that now. Let's also make it a high priority. Both this one and this one, actually. So that'll be enough to deconstruct these beds. So making this access hallway this low is a bit of a waste of space. I could have made the next floor a bit higher, just for the sake of then using this space for something more. But I figure I can fill it up with storage compactors at some point, and this will be a handy central location to keep all my stuff. So, you know, it's a trade-off, I guess. I could have maybe made a nice eating area or something, because it's kind of central. It'll be near all the rooms, you know, but yeah. So I'm gonna want like that, then that'll be like that, like that. And let's make a new dig order as well, over here. Let's fast forward through some of this even faster. So they're going to go ahead and clear out these rooms pretty quickly. As you can see, this area, and especially these rooms now, are accumulating carbon dioxide quite a lot. So yeah, it's going to be quite an unpleasant place to sleep, actually, which I suppose one should care about. So let's just make a temporary. I always say temporary, but then it ends up being permanent. But for now, let's do that. Let's put a terrarium in here. So hopefully all the CO2 from here will just drop down here. And then those algae terrariums will convert it. On that note, let's make this one a priority, a high priority. Okay. So now I can actually set up 2 more beds. Let's go back to normal speed. 2 more beds. It should work. Let's just double check the priority. Alright, yeah. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe if I make like one of these a 7 and one of these a 7, it'll do them. My worry is that if it digs out both of them and hasn't built the new ones yet, the thing will fall. I have no idea if that'll actually happen. But I guess that was one way to get around the problem. So now, in another 560 seconds, I should actually be able to get another colonist. I have a room for him, or her. Hopefully they'll be able to immediately just have a room and be able to start producing, start helping out this colony. I'm not sure what exactly the next thing I'm going to do is. I guess I do want to continue with the research. And there's more research to be done, and there's a advanced research table as well. But that's going to require a lot more resources and a lot more power than I think I better have 4 or 5 people before I really start getting into that. Let's have a quick look at my dudes. So my researcher is Leah the miner. Okay. Because apparently the technician and the runner are oh no, they are able. Okay, but they suck at it. Fair enough. That's the only thing I usually try to make sure is that, yeah, nobody who's bad at research is doing research, because then it just takes a long time, and it is already a really slow process. And similarly, I guess if I get Leah or somebody who's really good at research and I want them just to be on research 100% of the time, I will get rid of some of these other things. I can see here that Leah's already done a lot of harvesting and digging, so I could probably like knock off some of these other tasks like building, just so that she has more time to focus on research, if that's kind of my thing, if I'm going to keep her busy there. For now I kind of want them to finish that, and then I will probably build, let's see, I've got my compost heap, I've got an outpost. I could use a second one for when we get another person around here. And I could even stand to put it somewhere up here, like closer to the action, closer to where everybody actually is. So how about actually I get rid of this and start kind of making, because this is just going to be its own thing. This is going to keep going every 4 floors, I think, for a while. Probably like 2 or 3. And then here I can just disregard this floor layout, and that is going to probably trigger me a bit, but I can just disregard that floor layout. I did want a room here, but that might be inconvenient to reach, so I might just give up on that idea and basically just put a new floor here and then start on the next floor above, which is where I could put another bathroom perhaps. Let's go through the night quickly. I am gonna need more food. And I have some meal lice now, so I can actually make 3 of these. So see, he woke up early. He's got this interrupted sleep malice. So that makes him unhappy a bit. His stress is starting to go up. Who's the highest stress? This guy, actually. Yeah, so dirty hands. He wishes he could wash his hands. He's grimy. He would love a shower. And he had his sleep interrupted. Let's see what this other guy says. Leah. Leah also dirty hands, grimy, no interrupted sleep. That's the thing. I notice most of my people usually have interrupted sleep, but I'm not sure what causes it. Sometimes they need to go to the bathroom or something, and that seems to cause it. It's a bit annoying. I mean, I get that it's... Yeah, well, fair enough, actually. If you have to wake up in the middle of the night to go for piss, then you might be kind of upset one way or another about that. he's building some lice loaf, which is pretty nice because it takes 500 calories worth of meal lice, which came off of this meal wood plant. There's a few of them here. And converts it into 1,000 lice loaf. So it's doubling the food value, which is pretty handy. And it actually uses only 50 kilos of water, which seems excessive. However, the mush bar uses 75 kilos of water. Yeah. Unless I'm like reading that totally wrong somehow. That's ridiculous. Anyway. That's how food works on an asteroid. Maybe these guys, they look tiny, but they're actually giants. So I'm gonna dig up some of these plants, because at some point I will want to store them somewhere. And at some point, should probably be soon, wherever I'm gonna put a farm. I think actually this might be a decent area for a farm, just because it's here and I can easily reach it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell them to dig a whole area out. Build the floor. Let's make it a higher priority as well. Meanwhile, actually I can start on the science. So I've got farming, gas pumping, gas piping. I've never actually done, well, I've researched it just to have the gas permeable tile, which I find pretty handy, but I've not actually built a gas pump or a gas vent or gas pipes or gas pipe bridges. Liquid plumbing is really good, but I'm not going to need it yet. That's only when I get really serious about the water situation. Power regulation is better batteries, which is good, but not immediately necessary. I'm going to go with interior decor. So this will give me blank canvas, which I'm not going to use soon. Ceiling lamp, which I will probably put somewhere, wherever the dining area is going to be. Actually, maybe I should put a dining area where I just said I'd put the farms. That maybe seems like a better use of that space. And then yes, the dining table and a sculpting block, which I'm also not going to use anytime soon. But indeed, I want to make a dining area really soon, so I'm going to go ahead and tell them to start sciencing. And then in the meantime, actually, since this is higher priority than that, they're just going to focus on it, so we'll fix that. Like that. Good. So there goes the science. This thing's gonna need to be cleaned soon. I'm kind of gonna want this probably to be the bathroom, just because if the water's gonna be here and the sewage system is gonna be here, I really want the majority of the bathroom to be near it. And since already this is here, I'm gonna eventually get rid of the outhouse and the compost heap, just because I'll have a proper bathroom. So this is probably a good spot for that. Which means that somewhere over here, like this was going to be oxygen area, probably also where I'll put like a power generator, because that's going to burn coal and then that's going to fuck up my air. So I'm going to want, you know, the oxygen cleaning there anyway. So then this could very well be the farm area. So let's get started on that somehow. Like that. This is gonna get built. And slowly, let me make it a bit higher. 6. Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, I think this is a decent spot to stop. I don't know if I will just resume immediately from here or maybe play a little bit to get some things done. So like I said, one of the plans is dig this out. How long do I have? Oh yeah, 30 seconds until the next duplicate. So let's wait until that. We'll get him, and then I think I'll call it an episode. Um, the plan next will be to dig this out and build a farming area here, because I've researched planter boxes, so I can build a few of them there. Get some of my own meal lice growing, and then get some better food than the mush bar. The main reason I do that is just so that I'm not using up my water as much, because I find water to be a really precious resource. Now I've not dug out too far, and in this map I seem to have started near quite a bit of water here and here, so that's nice. But still, I always run out of water. So let's see what our options are. Floyd, a physician. Digging, medicine, creativity. He farts a lot, and he also wants high decorations. A runner, so can run, can cook, a bit of digging, very strong. That's pretty handy. Twinkle Toes is fast, falls asleep though, but that's not the end of the world. A decor expectation of 10. That's not good either, but now that we have individual rooms, I can always just give him a room with a plant or something. And then there's Otto, who's a miner. He also farts a lot, but he's a yokel. So he can't research, and also that impacts his expectations for decor. So he really doesn't give a shit. He's also got diver's lungs, so he doesn't use as much air, and he's got quite a few skills all around. So on the one hand, I like him because he's a good addition now while my colony is young. On the other hand, this Lenny guy, with athletics and strength, I can make him into the main hauler person, and he'd haul stuff quickly and also be able to pick up a lot of stuff at once and just basically move all my stuff around fast. And this is useful for the whole game, and I can basically just say, hey, focus on hauling and tell everybody else to not worry about hauling so much. It's quite a choice. I think I'm gonna go with him because he's also farting a lot. Yeah, sorry Ardo. Nice. All right, so we've got Lenny. He's a new guy. That's gonna make everybody else a bit happier. New friend, they get a bit happier. The most stressed out person is that's actually a fair bit. So before I finish, let's also add a massage table. Let's put it right here in the hallway. So if you're getting a massage, everybody else wakes up and is like getting up in the morning to go get some breakfast, and they see you there on the massage table with your pants down, and they're like, hey, nice way to start the day. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's enough of that. Let's save and call it a day. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you again.